Now we're live. Good. I just found something in my filing. I've had these filing drawers for a number of years and I don't go through them very often. Filing is a challenge for me because once something's out of sight, I forget it exists. And this is proof of that. Um, we've lived in this house 11 years and I used to belong to a quilt guild. And I ended up leaving about, I don't know, 7 years ago, maybe 6, 7 years. It was before the Gerson therapy. It's like I couldn't do it anymore. I just wasn't feeling good enough. So it was probably 7 years ago. Well, yeah, at least 7 years ago. And at that time, I was in charge of their newsletter. And so I had the files. I had this plastic file that they gave me. It's like a portable plastic file. I had the past newsletters in it for the Quilt Guild. I don't know, 25 years worth or something, and at least a lot. And just the correspondence and the things that I did for the guild in there. And we ended up having a flood in our basement. We went away for a week and came back, and the water had been in our basement for a while. And it was a good, I don't know, 6 or 7 inches, and it seeped up the drywall. It was a mess, and we had to get it taken care of and redo our basement. And that file had been in the basement, and it ended up getting thrown out. And I felt really bad. And I told whoever was in charge, the president, vice president, whoever was in charge of the guild, I told several people what happened. Nothing we could do about it. It was trashed. The basement was trashed. Everything went. And I know there were some hard feelings, but what can you do? I mean, there was nothing I could do about it. And because apparently those were the historic newsletters for the guild, for the history of the guild, that got destroyed. Just like, when they say there's a fire in some town and they lose all the birth records, that kind of thing. It was the records, newsletter records of the guild from its beginning gone. So, and whoever I told apparently kind of forgot about it or didn't put 2 and 2 together when I told them what happened, because they came to me, like a year down the road and said, "Oh, so we need those newsletters." I said, "I don't have them. Remember I told you they got destroyed when our basement flooded?" And they're like, didn't go over real well. And I felt bad. And I ended up leaving the guild, well, home, doing Gerson and stuff like that. But I've always felt bad about that. And, I've forgiven myself. There's nothing I could do about it. But I feel badly that they feel bad. And, you wish you could make things right. Well, I'm going through my file here. And just right now, I was going through a stack of stuff because I got everything out of my bed right now on this extra bedroom. I'm sorting everything out. And I found a folder there, and it has the name of the guild on it. And I open it up, and it's the newsletters. It's these newsletters back to like 2000. And I wonder if that's all the newsletters. If it wasn't in that box, was there 2 copies? Or, is this the historic one? If not, at least it's going to recreate a lot of them. But anyhow, I've got all these newsletters, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can contact somebody. Now I've got to figure out who's still there. Thank goodness I still have a list of names. I don't know if the phone numbers are any good anymore, because this is a long time ago. I know. Wow, isn't that amazing? This is Shanti says, wow, look at God. That is amazing. And so it'd be nice to be able to go back to that guild. It was a nice guild and they had nice people in it. I'd like to be able to go back without, my tail between my legs, so to speak. But, I'm hoping this might help them out. So I'm really excited in a way about finding that. I'm just shocked. I'm shocked to see it there. Obviously, I didn't know it was there. I told you, out of sight, out of mind. Even 7 years ago, I didn't know it was in my file. If I had, I would have checked and given it to him. So filing's a challenge. I guess I told you that to reiterate. Filing's a challenge for me. So let's begin our thing today. We trust in the Lord with all our heart and lean not on our own understanding. In all our ways, we acknowledge Him, and He will make our paths straight. So we're on chapter 2. Oh, wait. Let's do our Psalm 24. I've got to tell you something about that. I heard some reading somewhere, or something a couple years ago about somebody who was kind of realizing that the birds always will wake up and sing like 35 minutes before the sun rises. And they were watching that, like, every day this would happen. You'd hear the birds start to sing, and then 34, 35 minutes, whatever that number was, special number, the sun would rise. And how neat it is that the birds know. They're able to anticipate and see that the sun is coming. And I thought, that is neat. And I was laying there in bed, just, how you're half awake and half asleep, and all these thoughts were kind of rumbling through my head, and I realized, I felt like God was showing me that the Psalm 24 that we're proclaiming and this verse of healing that we're proclaiming go together. And this is the one that's from Malachi 4:2. But for you who fear fear my name, God's name, the Son of Righteousness will rise with healing in its wings, and you will go forth and frolic like calves from the stall. And there's a connection between the sunrise, the coming sunrise, okay, and the birds singing. They see birds were made, everything in creation is here to glorify God. The birds sing as they anticipate the sun rising. I see us proclaiming Psalm 24, just like the birds, raising a song to the Lord in anticipation for the sun rising. And we have a Son of Righteousness who is rising with healing in its wings. And I think that's healing of every kind, not just healing of body, but healing of society, healing of the world, healing of nature, healing of relationships, all kinds of healing. That's the Son of healing, Son of Righteousness that we have, that we are made right through Jesus Christ. So let us proclaim Psalm 24. And this is from verse 7 to 10, okay? Lift up your heads, O you gates. Be lifted up, you ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is this King of glory? The Lord strong and mighty, the Lord mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O you gates. Lift them up, you ancient doors, that the King of glory may come in. Who is he, this King of glory? The Lord Almighty. He is the King of glory. There we go. And I got a little nub in there I had to get on my nail. Okay. Chapter 2 of Matthew. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem and asked, "Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? We saw his star in the east and have come to worship him." When King Herod heard this, he was disturbed, and all Jerusalem with him. When he had called together all the people's chief priests and teachers of the law, he asked them where the Christ was to be born. "In Bethlehem in Judea," they replied, "for this is what the prophet has written. But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for out of you will come a ruler who will be the shepherd of my people Israel." When Herod called the Magi secretly and found out from them the exact time the star had appeared, he sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and make careful search for the child. As soon as you find him, report to me so that I too may go and worship him." After they had heard the king, they went on their way, and the star that they had seen in the east went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On coming to the house, they saw the child with his mother, Mary, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasures and presented him with gifts of gold and of incense and of myrrh. And having been warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, they returned to their country by another route. When they had gone, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream. "Get up," he said. "Take the child and his mother and escape to Egypt. Stay there until I tell you, for Herod is going to search for the child to kill him." So he got up, took the child and his mother during the night, and left for Egypt, where he stayed until the death of Herod. And so was fulfilled what the Lord had said through the prophet, "Out of Egypt I called my son." When Herod realized that he had been outwitted by the Magi, he was furious, and he gave orders to kill all the boys in Bethlehem and its vicinity who were 2 years old and under, in accordance with the time he had learned from the Magi. Then what was said through the prophet of Jeremiah was fulfilled. A voice is heard in Ramah, weeping in great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children and refusing to be comforted, because they are no more. After Herod died, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt and said, "Get up and take the child and his mother and go to the land of Israel, for those who were trying to take the child's life are dead." So he got up, took the child and his mother, and went to the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was reigning in Judea in place of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there. Having been warned in a dream, he withdrew to the district of Galilee, and he went and lived in a town called Nazareth. So was fulfilled what was said through the prophets, "He will be called a Nazarene." Isn't that interesting? We were talking about that yesterday, about how there's some things that Jesus could not have finagled to make happen so that he could be the chosen one. He is the Son of God, and all the prophecies pointed to him, and there's things that he had no control over that came true. There's some things he could do to align himself with the prophets, but he couldn't do everything. A lot of it was not in his hands. So what are you guys up to today? It's raining here today. Pretty good rain too. We needed a spring rain. Oh, and it's nice. Look at there's so many people here today. Come on, let's have a chit chat. What are you up to? Chris and I just had a late lunch. You might call it an early dinner. We had a sweet potato with beans on top, and then some broccoli salad, and it was good. Kind of a late dinner. Might have a little something later. And we found some brownies buried in the back of the refrigerator. Again, out of sight, out of mind. So, but I don't dare eat them. I think those are what gave me the horrible heartburn a couple weeks ago. And they're just like really fudgy, and it was just like, ugh. So I took 2 little bites, and that's all I'm gonna have, no more. I don't want that heartburn. That was nasty. And I am feeling better doing my vitamin D protocol. I am starting to sleep better. My D has been up in the right range between 60 and 80 for a couple weeks now. And I am reducing. Now I was able to maintain it, my levels between 60 and 80, by using the vitamin D light. However, I think I'm having an allergic reaction to it, which is interesting because when I was a kid, I had allergic reactions to the sun. When I was in high school, I started reacting to it, and I'd break out in hives. I'm not breaking out in hives, but I'm not feeling good afterwards. It's like I feel funny, like wired inside. Something wasn't feeling right. And it's happened and I had that like all nighter when I couldn't sleep. And that was after I had like um I did it for the same time. I'd been doing it, but I had a shower first. And there might have been something to the fact that my skin was moist when I did it, so I absorbed too much or something. Because my skin actually felt tender afterwards, like I'd gotten too much, and, just odd. So I'm not sure I wanna continue that, so I have ordered a new vitamin D that's a much lower dose. I'm really apparently really sensitive to it, and, because my numbers went up so quickly. So now I'm gonna reduce to about 1,000 IUs, which is a really low dose, but I'm hoping it's just what I need to maintain. I just need to maintain my levels, and that's the important thing now. Do I have a brand you would recommend for the vitamins, especially the B50? No, I don't have any recommendation. B50 doesn't matter. Just find one at your local drugstore or find it on Amazon as long as it's a B50. Even Dr. Gomanak doesn't recommend a specific brand. She said, "No, they're just fine. Just be sure to check that it's a B50." And that's what it's called, B50, and it has what you need. And I'm taking my B50, and you're supposed to take a small multivitamin, and she's real specific about what's in the multivitamin because she wants you to get some vitamin A, not beta carotene. She wants you to get vitamin A. So that's the retinol kind. And retinol, just like you have a retina in the back of your eye, retinol will it works with the eyes, okay? And it works with vitamin D. It's really interesting when she explains how vitamin D works with the body in so many different ways, but in this one particular way, the vitamin D works. The eyes are sensitive to the sun and sunlight. So the retina is taking in the sun and it gives our body we have a daily cycle that we go through and we have an annual cycle that we go through. The daily cycle, of course, is day and night, and our body recognizes that. And then the year round cycle that when there's less sun, it's becoming winter. And when it's becoming winter, your body slows down and wants you to go sleep more and, do less so that you need less energy. So you don't have to eat so much when there's less food. And that she feels is one of the reasons why people have trouble losing weight when their D is low because their body thinks they're hibernating and it's trying to hold on to everything they have to get them through the long winter. But if your D level never comes back up and your gut biome never comes back up, then your body never gets out of hibernation, which could explain why some people have a hard time losing weight and feel hungry, like want to eat all the time, you know. But I don't know. It's just interesting that the vitamin A, the retinol, the retina, the sun, the D, there's all these connections with it. Even it's just amazing all the places that there's D receptors in your body. And I shouldn't call it vitamin D because it's not a vitamin, it's a hormone. Let's call it D3. We'll just call it D3. We won't call it vitamin D because that's deceiving. It makes you feel as though, oh, I just need to take my vitamin D and I'll be okay. Whereas you really have to base it on your blood levels. It's not how much you're taking, it's how much you need. So if you need 5,000 in order to keep your blood levels a certain place, then you need 5,000. If you need 1,000 to do it, you need one. And if you need 15,000, you need 15,000. It just depends on how much your body is using at the moment. So my body seems to use it very well. And I think that has to do with the history of everything that I've done with Gerson and everything, so that my body's like ready to take it and run with it. That's what I'm guessing. Do I have any knowledge on milk thistle? Just that it's supposed to be good for the liver, isn't it? That's what I've always heard, that milk thistle is good for the liver. You know what? I've got a ton of milk thistle. Somebody who was doing Gerson said, "Oh, I have all these herbs. If anybody wants them, if you just pay for shipping, you can have them." And I said, "Yeah, I'll take them." Well, I got pounds and pounds of herbs that I don't need. And I've got milk thistle. If somebody wants milk thistle, you're welcome to it. These packages have never been opened. They're sealed. They're big, like 1 pound packages of milk thistle seed and ground milk thistle. I've got Pau d'Arco, which is another herb that sometimes they recommend for Gerson people. I never had to take it, so I don't know how it was used. And I've also got, what's that other one? Essiac tea. I've got the herbs to make Essiac tea, which people will sometimes use for digestive cancers. Maybe for all cancer. I don't know. But anyhow, I've got these herbs. If anybody wants them, I'll make the same deal. You can have them, just pay the shipping, and I'd be happy to send them to you, because they're just sitting in my basement in these sealed packages, and I don't need them anymore. I hate to have them sit there. I'm glad this came up, because I'd forgotten about that. Maria says, you found a lab by your house that can do your blood. Raw. That's awesome. That's awesome. The B test is just for the B12. If you have been already taking B12, you don't even need to get the test for it, because your numbers are already going to be up there if you're already taking B12. Oh, Shanti, you want the milk thistle? Sure, you can have the milk thistle. I forget, Shanti, are you on the Sleep Heals group? I forget if you're in there. Go in the sleep. If you're not, go into the Sleep Heals group. Ask to be put in. I'll put you in, and then we can connect on how to get the herbs to you. Okay. If anybody else wants any herbs, let me know. Oh, TL. Oh, I don't have my cheat sheet here to remember your name. You're watching with your husband. Good. Nice to see you. Hi, Mr. TL. Oh, and Maria, you'd like some too. Okay. Oh, good. Okay, Shanti, you want it too, and you need both milk thistle and the STIXT. I don't know what that is. Oh, you are in the group. Okay. Oh, Thea. That's right. Thea. Thank you. I don't know what STIXT is. Stixt. What else did I say? There is the milk thistle. All right. I'm losing my mind here. Let me write this down. Because you know what happens? I lose all your comments when this goes away. Oh, the tea. You want the tea. Well, there's enough here to share. Okay, I've got several bags, so I'll make sure that both Maria and Shanti get some. So let me write down Shanti wants milk thistle. And the Essie. Oh, that's it. Essiac. That's what you were saying. You were spelling it out. Essiac. It's ESSIAC. 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 All right. And Maria, you and I will talk. I'll find out which ones you want to. Okay. And Pau d'Arco. I forget what Pau d'Arco's for. It's PAUD apostrophe ARCO. I think it is Pau d'Arco. I think people for I know they've used it for Candida, but your PC's not working well. Yeah, Shanti. You just blame it on your computer, right? Yeah. It wasn't your typing, it was the computer. Okay. Sounds good. So we'll talk in the other group, and I'll make sure you guys get it, okay? And if anybody wants the Pau d'Arco, let me know, because I have Pau d'Arco too, okay? All right, that's good. Well, good. This has been a good good conversation. I'm glad this stuff came up. Trying to think if there's anything else. Boy, I'll have to see if I have any. Oh, you know what? I've got a 5-pound bag. It's on the older side. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. Of it's one of those coffees. It's supposed to be the special blend coffee for doing coffee enemas. It was too strong for me. Okay. So I have a bag. I don't even know if it's ever been opened. That if somebody wants that, you can have that too. And I don't know if it's, I don't think it'd be stronger with time. It'd probably be less strong over time, but I don't know if you wanna pay the shipping, you can have it. You can give it a try anyhow. I forget what the brand is. I'll have to look at it. So if someone wants the coffee. And Shanty's laughing. She's laughing at what because I was teasing her. So, yeah, I guess that's it. So it's 5 o'clock. Okay, we're gonna scoot. Chris and I have a small group tonight, some folks from church. And, oh, Ma'am coffee. You know what? I think you're right. I think it was Cafe Ma'am. So Shanty, you want that too? And Maria, you want some of the milk thistle and the SECT and the powder. Oh, so you want some of everything. Okay. Okay, that would be good. Okay, that's fine. So Shanty, you want the coffee and the coffee. And I'm telling you now, it's on the older side because I haven't done Gerson in a couple years. So, and Maria, you want the milk thistle and the Essiac and the Powderco. Okay. And if there's anything else in there, I'll let you guys know tomorrow. I don't recall if there's anything else in there or not right now. That's just what I remember. All right. Very good. Do you still do coffee enemas? I do on occasion. I do on occasion. Um, I don't do them. I don't know what the Powderco's used for. I don't remember. I never used it, so I can't tell you what it's for. It's just what was in the bin, and I never used the milk thistle. I never used any of the stuff. I got it and I didn't use it. Um, do I do still yeah, the coffee enemas, just on occasion, sometimes if I'm feeling really tired or headachy or if I feel physically achy all over, I assume it's toxins, and I'll do a coffee enema, like, once a week, maybe. I'm cutting back. It's been hard because I like them. It's so relaxing and you feel so good afterwards, but I'm trying to wean myself away from that, and, because I'm not doing juices anymore, I'm not doing juicing consistently to replace the electrolytes, and I don't wanna screw up my electrolytes. After last summer, when I ended up in the hospital last summer from, a drug interaction after some dental work, and it caused all my electrolytes to bottom out. I was in the ICU for 4 days, and I've my electrolytes have felt a little tenuous at times after that, so that's the reason. Oh, and that's on the vitamin D protocol, they have you taking that multivitamin. I feel better when I don't take it, and I think it's because it has, magnesium and calcium. It has all these things in it that my body just feels wacky when I take that stuff. I'm better off just doing food. So, anything else? Oh, and Maria, you just got some coffee too. It has been a while. Well, yeah. Yeah. I wish I could in a sense, I wish I could do them every day, but I'm saying I am glad I don't have to do them every day. I'm thanking God that I'm healed enough that I don't need to do them anyway every day. I what I miss was the quiet time I had with God when I did them. That was my really special quiet time with him, and I have tried just laying down and having quiet time with God, and it's just not the same. There is something about that time that was very unique. So this time with you guys is right up there with my time with God because he's here present with us. And so this time feels special, kind of like my time with God during the coffee felt special. This is just a different kind of time with God doing it with you guys. I hadn't thought of that. Maybe that's why I so look forward to being here with you because I really sense God's presence here when we're all together. That might be it. I hadn't thought of that. Hmm, it's neat. Hmm. Well, on that note, I'm going to scoot. So here's your blessing for today. I'm gonna have to find another blessing for next week. There's so many good blessings out there. Now may God, the fountain of hope, fill you to overflowing with uncontainable joy and perfect peace as you trust in Him. And may the power of the Holy Spirit continually surround your life with His superabundance until you radiate with hope. Amen. And that's from the Passion Translation. It's Romans 15:13 if you want to look it up. Start saying that for yourself. All right, you guys, you have a good night. It's been nice seeing you here. It's been nice connecting. I will go find my tub of stuff, my tub of herbs, and I'll try and get back to you guys between today and tomorrow about those herbs, okay? All right, thank you. Have a good night.